G'day guys, Alex Cap from Drone Gun with Mike Bishop. How's it going, dude?
Going good. Hello everybody.
We've got the DJI Spark today, everybody. So we've been flying this for what, the last 5 days, Mike?
Yeah, we've been flying for 5 days around Southern California. We just kind of hit the road again and tried to find some fun places to take it and test it out, or put it through the ringer. Yeah, we had a really good time shooting with it. We met all kinds of people along the way that were like pretty excited to see it. Actually, a lot of people knew what it was when we were bringing it out, and yeah, we just had a good time.
So yeah, Mike, the first location we were at, Malibu Lagoon, it was pretty windy. This thing handled very, very nicely.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, it definitely took on the wind. No problem, held its position. You know, a gust would come, it might do a little drift, but it always went back to where it needed to be. And flying with the wind, like the wind on its tail, it was going over 50 miles an hour, or kilometers an hour, just like they stayed in the spec. So it definitely hit that. And flying back into the wind, it comes back a little slower, but it could still handle that headwind, no problem to get back to us.
That's to be expected with a small drone. I was personally blown away at the wind. I was like, this thing's not gonna handle these wind conditions.
Yeah.
Probably like, I'd say 30 to 40 kilometer hour gusts.
Yeah, it was heavy wind. I mean, that's the first thing I thought when I flew this. I don't think it's gonna be able to hold its position or fly for, 2 kilometers out, like just because it's so small. But sure enough, you take it out that far in the wind and it handles just like all the other DJI drones. It's got the good range, positioning system, GPS. So when you're flying it, you still have that peace of mind that you're flying a quality, to be expected performing drone. So it was great.
So yeah, we tested it in the high wind down there at Malibu. We also tested the range. I think we took it out about 1.3, 1.4 kilometers.
Yeah.
Easy. We still had clean FPV.
Yeah, I never lost connection even going that far. I didn't push it to the point where it did drop, but we went pretty far and there was no connection dropping.
Yeah.
So
and obviously we were flying it with the remote control, which is obviously if you get the standard package, it doesn't come with a remote, but us being drone pilots, we like to have the sticks and, being in control and flicking it into sport mode. It was like extremely fun to whiz around there.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, sport mode on this thing, like normal mode, it's, kind of slow, really steady, good for beginners and stuff. But if you put it in sport mode, it just goes really fast. So
yeah.
Super fun to go fast on this thing.
Yeah, so let's move on to the next location. We went down to Venice early morning before anyone was down there.
Yeah.
And we flew it through some tight things. We'll cut to some of this footage now while we're talking about it. But Mike, you were piloting and I was following you with the Phantom. Tell us about how it felt just flying through those like tight spaces.
I mean,
like
it
palm
felt
trees.
really good actually. Like I could fly it with confidence. I knew, there wasn't going to be anything weird happening. It's so small, so you can fit it into like tight places to fly through.
Yeah.
And the nice morning light there was super beautiful. It looked super clear through the screen. I'm just like looking at the screen going, man, this is like making beautiful shots for us, get the right light and the right scenery and you're gonna get beautiful shots from this,
Yeah, and I previewed the footage of that, and again, I'll throw it up. 1080 at 30 frames per second. Obviously, it's not gonna set the world on fire with quality of footage, but from what I saw, Instagram, social media worthy, it was stable and it was really, really clean. I was quite impressed with the image quality of what I was seeing for such a small camera.
Yeah, I think for most people, it'll be really good. If you're a professional, or if you're doing higher jobs, you're probably not gonna wanna show up with this thing. It's not gonna like hold up against a much more expensive camera. You're not necessarily buying this for like a high-end camera. It's very entry level. The quality is really good, 1080. It's nice to edit with, 4K, a lot of the time you shoot these huge 4K files. You don't need the resolution, it just bogs you down in editing. So there's something kind of really nice about just editing clean 1080 footage out of here.
And that's what a lot of people are gonna buy this for. It's easy, the footage is usable.
Yeah,
it's just...
You can take it everywhere with you. Like that's, I threw it in my bag every day this week that I had. I'm just gonna bring it along and fly it and have fun, and that's what it was.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So that was Venice. Where was the next location? We went back to Malibu.
Yeah,
we did the Malibu pier and we flew it underneath the pier, which was really fun.
Yeah.
And then I followed you with the Phantom, and it wasn't the tightest under there, but again, flying under and through tight spaces, having something smaller than a Phantom, again, gives you sort of a bit of peace of mind and comfort. You can get through those tight spaces. With bigger drones, you'd be sort of, if you drift or, you could sort of go off. We went to the Malibu pier and we were flying off the pier, and we did the the gesture feature, and we ran into those girls down there that wanted to sort of use it, which was really cool.
Yeah, that was good. We got to test out some of the features there. The like the droney feature where it like pulls back. I think it's called Quick Shot in the menus. And then tried some of the hand tracking stuff, which worked out really good.
Yeah,
like people were very impressed with that when you can pull out that move.
That sure. There was a bunch of girls like, oh, can we have a go? And then they just sort of, you know, one of them went up there and she's like, oh my God, this is amazing. So like seeing beginners, people that have never flown a drone before, be able to just use their hand and they're like, wow, I can do this now. This is what the Spark is about. It's about getting something in people's hands that they can use safely and easily.
Right, yeah.
So Mike, our last location that we went, where did we go?
We went up into the hills in LA, just kind of found a really high vantage point that looks over the whole city. And
it was beautiful up there, by the way.
Yeah.
That's a
so
good
we
spot.
went up there for sunset, and we just happened to run into these girls who are out there doing yoga on this platform, and asked them if they wanted to be, you know, in our review video, and they're super keen. So
and they really wanted to fly the drone, and we just sort of gave them a quick demo.
Yeah.
And then they're like, "Whoa, this is so easy." So we showed them how to do the Orbit Me and the active track.
Yeah.
And while they were doing yoga, and then obviously we were flying the drones, filming behind, and it was automatically doing the features, filming them. And they're like, they also took off with the hand and did the catching as well.
Yeah, they thought that was cool. I mean, everyone we ran into with this and we started showing the features, everyone's just like, what the heck, this is amazing. So yeah, another example of it, you know, people being excited when they see something this small like that performs like that, and then being able to actually use it, and you know, having people that had never flown a drone like control it with their hand and stuff. Like, it was a lot of fun. And use it with just your cell phone, and the controls on the cell phone actually work pretty good. Like, I'd never tried controlling a drone with a cell phone. I was only expecting the worst, really.
Yeah,
and I tried it, and it was easy and intuitive to use. So
yeah, and if you do get the remote controller, we've got the buttons here. You got record, capture image. Obviously your phone just goes in here in the tray. It's not the same as the Mavic. The Mavic has the little sort of LCD.
Yeah, it's pretty close, but not
It's pretty
exactly
close,
the same.
but obviously it's a cheaper version for, you know, for what you're getting, but it gets the job done. That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
There's no cable, it works via Wi-Fi. But yeah, again, super easy to use for people first getting into drones.
Yeah, and I think the beauty of actually getting the remote and learning to use it is if you start with this as your first drone, which I'm sure a lot of people, this will be the first drone that they've ever owned before, which is, you know what, it's kind of there. That's the market it's for a lot of. So if you want to take this and step up to an Inspire after this, you'll fly it exactly the same.
Yeah.
Same remote, same app. You'll just instantly know how to fly a drone at a much bigger size if you learn on this. So
yeah.
It's a great starter drone. I think that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, another thing that people are going to love about this is the price point. It's $499. Obviously that's just the drone, there's no controller, and you get one battery, and I think you get the prop guards as well.
Right. Yeah, so it's a really good like entry-level price, and then if you need to save up more money to get a remote afterwards, then you can.
It's really bridging the gap though. You've got the Mavic at what? The Mavic's $1,000, so it's $500 cheaper than the Mavic. Obviously if you get the Fly More package, which, you know, I'd recommend to get, because you're going to get the extra batteries and the controller. You're going to get more flight time. It's still only, I think it's another 200 for the, so $700. You got a pretty awesome drone that can capture 1080, quick uploads to social media, all these smart features, safe, easy to use. Like, it's such a good little price point.
Yeah, that's true. There's not too much to complain about. I guess if you're a stickler for image quality, you're going to be picking apart the 1080 out of here, but that's not really what it's for, you know?
Yeah, and I think that's where consumer expectations need to be realistic.
Right.
It's $500. You know, you get what you pay for, and what you're getting, all this technology inside this
packed in there
is insane. It's absolutely crazy, and seeing all the footage myself, I'm blown away personally. And you know, if you do want better image quality, you got to spend a little bit more money to get into that. You know, you're going to get the Mavic Pro or the Phantom 4 Pro. You know, you're going to get much better image. But
yeah, so yeah, I think this is, you know, a good drone for beginners, but then it's also good for, like, I don't have a Mavic personally. I know so many people love them, and they're, you know, great for so many people, but you know, I've got a Phantom and an Inspire, but I really want this just to have fun with flying around, because I'm not always going to take, you know, an Inspire out just to have some fun around like the neighborhood or whatever, you know? Like, this you can take everywhere with you and fly it. So.
And that's the thing that comes to mind. Like, you hold this in your hand, I want one just to fly it through things, flying it through tight spaces. It's
fly it
just
super fast and like far away, like it handles it just like all the other, you know, DJI drones.
Okay guys, that's it. That's our review and creative content that we've got the last 5 days with the DJI Spark. Mike, thanks for doing this again,
Yeah,
mate.
that was a lot of fun. We had a ton of fun shooting with this. I mean, yeah, good times.
Yeah, you guys are gonna love this. We've had fun with it. I want one, I'm getting the red one. So that's it guys. Thank you for tuning in and watching this review video. Be sure to follow Mike. Mike, what's your handles, mate?
At mikebishop.tv on Instagram, and then my website's just mikebishop.tv, check it out.
Yeah, so be sure to follow Mike. Be sure to like this video, guys. Give us a comment and subscribe to Drone Gear. Thank you very much. We'll see you guys on the next one.
Later.